Hello and welcome back to Crash 2, Cortex Strikes Back. In this episode we are starting Split 3 after we have saved and exited, and we will start with Plant Food, the next of the water ski levels.
You know what sucks about the warp room little stonework that tells you how many gems and how many crystals are in the level? This is where you get the yellow gem, but the fucking stone is yellow colored, so you might not think that that's not just another colorless gem. It's actually a colored gem, which you need to access the yellow gem platforms.
And this timer is how you're actually supposed to get the yellow gem.
That's right. This pathway. Actually, you know what? I think that it's actually suck down the drain.
Which means I can't do the death platform anymore.
Right, because you got the checkpoint. So it behooves the yellow gem enthusiast to avoid the checkpoints so that you will get a fresh try every time, because you have to complete the level in about 1 minute and 10 seconds.
And isn't it really 1 minute and 20? Although I'm not sure if they decide to shave off the first 10 seconds while you're waiting for the platforms to sync up.
From the second that Crash warps in, he is being timed. Evaluated, if you will.
As I have mentioned, also that is a small thing about these 2D sections. These 2D sections are actually in 3D, so every once in a while, Crash will end up, missing crates because of the 3D plane.
Well, you said that you play this on a PS3 controller, so you could just use the D-pad.
But the D-pad on my PS3 controller, it does not actually function nearly as well as I would like it to. It is, I want to say it's less sensitive than it needs to be for a good portion of the more precise platforming that I need it to do.
Pro tip, you need at least one Aku Aku mask in order to survive this length of the jet ski, because one of those two piranha plants will hit you.
Unless you kill them.
Well, I'm talking when you're going for the yellow gem, because
yellow gem, right.
If you're going for the yellow gem, you don't have time to go over there and then come back. Or is it this one? I think this is the one that's sure to get you if you're not careful. Well, you avoided that one. Oh god.
And got the box gem.
Yay.
Box gem and Christopher Plant is obtained.
Box gem. Box time.
It does have a little bit of coloration on it, just not nearly as much as the other pills have.
I know it's unbearable on the road to ruin.
Never the box gem for Plant Food.
You're not doing these levels in the pun order. So when you read the titles of the levels, and I'm pretty sure Lewis from Brain Scratch Comps pointed this out to me first. When you read the level titles from right to left, it reads, I know you're supposed to form a sentence out of it. It's like, I know it's unbearable on the road to ruin, but you will bear down, or sooner or later you will be Plant Food.
I don't think he actually made that joke, actually.
Might have been somebody else's joke, because it's clever.
It is a clever joke, sure, but it's not a joke that I would see.
Nitroglycerin, musical instrument. Don't get too close to Mr. Burning Man.
Yeah, he's gonna invite you to Coachella.
Nah. You don't want to go to Coachella, do you?
I do not want to go to Coachella.
Couchapalooza, jump on the boxes. Ouch. You are electrocuted and dead. And electrocuted. Start the level over again.
I should have cut these out, but to be perfectly honest, this is already a shorter part than what we're used to, even with the deaths added in, so yeah, there was no real reason for me to do the significant amount of edits that would have made this better. Plus, we get to see the didgeridoo.
That made me laugh.
How often do you actually get to see the
Take
didgeridoo
4.
spirit in a playthrough?
That was the second time we saw it, actually, and it was in this part.
Oh.
That nitro box, although obviously in position to detonate both of the boxes around it, you can't get those boxes just by hitting the nitro detonator because the game will not register those boxes as hit if the nitro box is destroyed off screen.
Right. I have managed to spin one of the mechanical mice into that flamethrower dude before. It's difficult to actually land that angle, but it is possible.
Well, you could also die enough times to get Aku Aku mask. Oh, jump! You should have died.
I should have.
But we're gonna give it to you. This is your 5th fucking attempt at this level.
Checkpoint.
Thank God, and that's the yellow gem platform. And that's why you need the yellow gem. Yeet.
Well, you need the yellow gem for the end game super gem path, but you know, we don't talk about that.
That's
because
one
that requires
too.
Getting all the gems in the game.
Ow.
I mean, it requires getting all the color gems. Does it actually require
hard.
all the other normal gems too?
Just the color gems. You need the regular gems in order to get the alternate ending for the game.
Alright, into the bonus room with us.
Checkpoint
Sewer Later,
time.
honestly, is not that difficult of a level, but because I'm going for the box gem, I end up having my inexperience show through quite a bit.
Well, at least not to the point where you might mistakenly take on a box gem even when you may not be able to, because you don't need there are no boxes on the yellow gem pathway. There's just an alternate gem. And you don't even have to survive that pathway. Just like the green gem in the eel deal, as long as you get the gem in your inventory, you can suicide or do what have you in order to get back out.
And here we come up to Sewer Later's big gimmick that it adds for the other sewer level in the game. The hyper-rotating fan blades.
I hope somebody's brought lots of soap bubbles.
Damn it.
Yay.
Now, after the first hit, you can actually make it. After the first hit, you can actually make it through these. I've done it plenty of times, but I don't feel confident with my PS3 controller, so I'm just waiting until I can kill it all the way through.
Make it dead. Yeah. Funny.
There we are.
There are moments when the game intends you to send enemies to their doom by throwing them into explosives. Don't forget the peaches.
Which is a nice way to kill enemies, in my opinion.
Don't forget the peaches. Run away from dudes. You are blocked by utility workers.
And for the record, the slide jump is actually one of the best ways to move around the level. It is slightly faster than normal walking, and you get a significant amount of distance, allowing you to clear a good portion of somewhat more difficult platforming challenges.
It also mitigates the problem like I'm having right now, that when you drop, let's say you're prone to dropping your controller over and over again. So games like this will use the input from the controller joystick to determine how fast Crash moves, but if your joystick is not working correctly, then the game might register him as not even moving even when you're moving the controller all the way. So what you do is you slide jump over and over again, and Crash will keep his momentum with the slide jump physics.
There we go. We got the box gem. Yay.
Yay.
And now it is time for one of the more fun levels in the game. Yet another polar level. The polar levels are really kick-ass. Now we actually have a message from Coco, right? Yep.
Goodness. I hacked into Cortex's computer and found detailed schematics for an improved Cortex Vortex and a suspicious-looking space station. I'm not sure, but Cortex might be trying.
Thank you, Coco.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, Coco. Your brother is not quite that smart.
Now, apparently the Cortex Vortex was a thing that he actually had in Crash 1, but I don't remember it being in Crash 1. Mind you, Crash 1's story is I'm a Bandicoot.
Well, the story of Crash 1 was Crash Bandicoot was yet another trial experiment of the Evolvo Ray, which is different than the Cortex Vortex.
Yes.
But I guess you're supposed to infer that Brio and Cortex were working both on the Evolvo Ray and the Cortex Vortex at the same time.
I actually doubt that, honestly. Damn it, we missed boxes. Oh well.
You know, lift with your knees, gentlemen. Lift with your knees, not your back. That's how you get scoliosis.
I thought that's how you got... No, pancreatitis is a totally different condition.
Nah. Gotta hit him in the pancreas. And lift. Come on, boys. One more time.
We got the crystal.
Get those crates up.
Bear down so far.
Yeah. I think he missed a few boxes. Checkpoint.
I think we've missed a total of 3 so far.
Oh, God. Killer whales.
We got those, though. Haha. Orcas are cool.
And the jump. Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't bounce off that box.
Huh. There's a lot of stuff over there. I wonder if I should go check it out first.
Man, it's too far away. Looks like we missed 4. But what are we doing here, Mr. Cloud? Why, we are engaging in a secret level warp.
Yay!